We're live.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hi, everybody. Good morning to Facebook land and YouTube land and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Good morning.
lots of
Welcome back,
exciting
Kenny.
stuff happening, huh?
Yeah,
He's back.
I
Got
am.
news about Angela. Jordan's been busy. And our governor may be doing some things that are maybe a bit more positive for all of our quarantine. So where do you guys want to start? Let's talk about Kenny coming back.
Yeah, let's start.
And he's
with
back on Maui.
Kenny's
I
back
am.
on Maui. He's in his 14-day quarantine.
I am. I
And-
said earlier I'm living that one bed, one bath life for
Yeah.
the next
Yep.
14 days.
And
So
it's
can you
him
tell
and
us
his brother
about-
in a place, yeah.
Can you tell us about the process?
So I think that they've gotten it down because I've spoken with a few people. I was actually texting with Lori, Tom's wife, and it sounds like the process has shifted a bit. So from what I understand, I had a really hard time finding any flights direct to Maui. So it appears that they maybe are directing everybody to Oahu. You get
Really?
off there, you do all your screening. They give you, so we got off the plane. They gave us a forehead temperature check when we got off the plane. We were both good, so we were allowed to walk through. And then we walked down. There was one form that we waited, 2-3 minutes to fill out, and then filled it out. It had you initial in a few spots, basically just saying, I'm not going to go anywhere.
Kenny, I just want to there's a bunch of people that just jumped on it. So Kenny's telling us what the process is like coming onto the island.
Yes.
Through getting back into Maui. I'm sorry, Kenny.
Oh, no sweat. Yeah. So temperature check and then the form, and the form that you sign effectively says, you give your address or wherever you're going to be staying. And then you say, okay, I'm not going to go anywhere, nor am I going to allow anybody inside. But I actually ended up calling. So I live in a detached ohana. So I ended up talking with my landlord, and we were all a little fuzzy on how the restrictions really would work. And we started overthinking. We were like, well, can I go on the lanai? Can I even take out the trash because I have to walk to the street? So I called the mayor's office and got some clarification on all of that too. And basically, you can sit on the lanai. They said if you're able to, if you have a relationship, give your neighbors a heads up, just because he said there's been he called them crazies, some crazies calling up complaining like, my neighbor just got back and they're on the porch. And you can take out the trash. You just can't leave the lot, nor can you allow people inside the home. I assume you shouldn't be hanging out with people outside on the lot either. And groceries and all of that, you're able to get friends to just do, contactless delivery. But honestly, it was really a lot easier of a process than I expected based on things I've heard and read. So that could be the nature of them streamlining it and having a good process down. Or it could be that the news I was reading was blowing some stuff out of proportion.
And I think that it's like how long did it take you to get from once you walked, off the plane on the gangplank to get to basically the luggage area? Because I know when Lori came back, it took her, 45 minutes or an hour to get through that COVID security.
That's what I heard as well from other people, and it didn't take, I think it took 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. So, but you
Yeah.
did that on
That's not
Oahu,
bad.
not on Maui.
On Oahu, yeah. So I wasn't going to pick up my bag. I was going just to the puddle jump flight.
The inter-island terminal.
Yep. But with that said, when we got off in Maui, we were looking around like a little bit nervous, like we were missing something, because since we had already done the check, they didn't tell us this there, but since we had already done the check, we were kind of just free to go. There was nobody doing any type of check on us when we got here to Maui. So we just picked up our bags and left.
Yeah. So I know Lori came in on direct from LA. I think it was from LA on Delta. So,
Okay.
and I don't know if they're still flying in from LA or not. direct to Maui. So I'm curious to find that out as well. So if anybody out there knows, if they're watching, if Delta's still flying direct in. Delta and I think American were flying, the only two airlines that were flying straight into Maui. That was a couple weeks ago. So
Okay.
Kenny, didn't they check on you too? Didn't they send you a text or something like that? What was the follow-up?
Yeah, so they sent us a couple of texts. I have them. The first one was basically like, are you following the rules? They were asking us if we were following the rules, which was funny. And I was like, yes. And I said, we're at home. And then yesterday I got another one that just said, thank you, Kenneth and William, that's my brother, for complying with the mandatory 14-day quarantine. You're helping keep the community safe. Please stay strong and stay safe. I'm curious to see if more in-depth communication comes, but my thought, which I told you guys yesterday, is that, there's so much geo-tracking with your phone. My guess is that since they ask you to reply, they know where that text is coming from. So if I told them I live in Pukalani, but it's coming from Kihei, they know like I broke the quarantine.
Yeah.
Was that when you replied with the picture of the selfie on the beach? Like, oh, thanks, guys.
No, don't get me in trouble.
I know when Lori came in, nothing. They had to check in every day. They had to go online and check in as part of the protocol, but they never texted her, never reached out, nothing.
Oh, wow. And I didn't hear anything about going online and checking in.
Oh, really? So the process, again, it's the process is ever changing because they're trying to make it as easy as possible for everybody, which I think is positive. Trying to figure it out. Which right now, this 14-day quarantine is going through the end of July. But what's exciting for me is that we're now starting to hear scuttlebutt from the lieutenant governor and from other people that the governor is talking about modifying the quarantine process so that you can come in without quarantine or limited quarantine if you come in with get a test. And then I think they're trying to figure it all out. I don't know if you pre-test on the mainland and then you get here and you may have to take another test when you arrive. And then they let you loose after that test comes back. So I think there's a couple different iterations of it. I love using that word, iteration. There's a couple different iterations of the plan and they haven't released it yet. But I think the good news is that they're working on something. And it's been motivated, I think, a lot by Alaska, who started allowing their tourist population to come in because they have a huge summer tourism population for fishing and everything. And they started in June 6th, and they have had virtually no spike in active cases. So I think they're following their lead. I wish we would have been the leaders as opposed to the followers, but it's better than nothing. Sorry, I'm just getting on a soapbox there. So that's exciting. So we're hoping, and we've been hearing, or I've been hearing it for the last 2 or 3 days, that Ige is soon to make an announcement. So as soon as he does, trust me, I will be on Facebook Live letting everybody know, or StreamYard, letting everybody know that there's a new rule coming out. Because I have so many people that are out there right now watching and asking, when can we get in there and what's the rules like? So I know a client in the Philippines whose son is going to school in Southern California, and he's trying to figure out how to get him here without having to, the quarantine and everything. So anyway, Angela, what did you start to do this week?
Well, as you know, we talked about this before. The kids are on summer break officially. And usually during the summer, my husband and I like to have them in camps and volunteering and things like that. And none of that's happening this summer. So we figured, well, let's bring the volunteering here. So we're now, we volunteers of the Humane Society, we've been for a while, but they have a fostering program. So we are now fostering a new puppy. It's a big puppy.
Where's the picture? Where's the picture?
There's Grace with the puppy. This is Cash.
Oh,
He's a little boy, and he is learning how to be a good boy. um,
oh, he's a
so
cutie.
our main job is to just get him acclimated with learning how to be part of a family, and not jump on furniture, and how to sit and crate train him. And but he's up for adoption. He is a good boy, and he responds really well to discipline. Um, and he's just great. I'm looking at him right now, and he is just a sweet boy.
So
Sweet, sweet.
how about
And
Nala?
it's funny.
Yeah,
Let me say
she's
this
she
real quick.
jealous?
No, actually, Nala does great in um, teaching him how to be a good dog, and you can really see it. My husband and I, we love doggy science, and
Nala's their son. Oh no, Nala's their puppy.
yeah, sorry, that's right. We should have said that. Nala is our other dog. I probably should have thrown a picture in of Nala, but
Yeah.
Oh
she's
yeah.
actually helping to pave the way for young Cash and learning how to be part of the pack. And they're doing great, really, really good. And so, yeah.
So what is that program? It's Maui Humane Society is doing a
Yeah,
foster.
so it's the Maui Humane Society fostering program. Anybody, they have a great program. Anybody, even if you're just visiting for a couple weeks, you can also help with fostering, or even just help in volunteering. They have like a Beach Buddies program. They have all different types of programs depending on if you're here only for a week or 2 weeks. If you're staying at somebody's house and they allow dogs, they'll find a way to help. And they really need it because they have animals that need to be socialized. They have animals that have just had surgery and need a quiet place to rest. All the information's on their website, so check it out.
And the Beach Buddies program, which is pretty cool, is if somebody's here on vacation, even though you say, well, I can't take a dog to my hotel or to my condo, you just go to the Maui Humane Society, which is right in the middle of the island. That's 10 minutes from Kihei. You pick up a dog and you coordinate it, and you can take the dog to the beach and go spend the day with the dog. And then sort of like being a grandma, right? Or grandpa. You take the kids, spoil them, and then drop them back off with mom and dad at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So,
and people love it. People love it. So yeah, and my youngest kids are doing great and taking care of the dog. They all had a sleepover in the living room yesterday because he whines and cries in his crate at night. So we've learned that he actually does better sleeping with everybody versus by himself. So he's doing good. He's doing really good.
So the whole Ching family was sleeping in the living room on the. I love it.
Well, Samson and Grace were on the couches and they were on the floor. I did the night before. So
how long have you had Cash?
We've had him since Saturday, so I think we're going into our fifth day.
Sweet. How fun. What a great experience for the kids. I love it.
Yeah.
So, and then other news, both bittersweet. Angela is going to be pursuing a new job. So she's this is one of the last times maybe we'll see Angela for a little bit on Taste or our Facebook Live. And so I'm excited for Angela to be taking the journey. I'm excited for us to have a new person helping us out. Her name is Kim, and she'll probably be joining us in the next few days. So, Ange, good luck with all that. I'm sure we'll see you back around, and who knows what the path we'll have in front of you. But you've been an amazing asset to our team, and I will definitely be here, and we'll see what happens.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Jordan saying, "Get out of here, Angela."
No, I'm trying not to cry right now. Come on.
I'm
gonna miss you, Angela. Yeah, no, but we're excited for wherever she's, her new path going on, and it's good because you'll be able to spend time with family too, and all that, and in the transition and all that. So it's positive things too.
And now you got a new puppy to keep you company.
Yep.
So, and what else do we have? Oh, Hey, Jordan, have you been busy?
Been quite busy lately. It's been kind of ramping up in the last few weeks, I'd say. But recently I've opened 4 new escrows in the last month or so.
Woo, woo.
Yeah, so things are moving again. We were talking before we came on the call. I've noticed all my deals are residential properties. So it's a mix of local buyers. The most recent one was actually my first clients that we ever sold to. This is 5 years ago, Shelby and Alan, great young couple. They bought in this place called Mila Court in Wailuku, and her dad, oh, my mom says she's,
Yeah.
So their dad or her dad, they want to visit the grandkids. They just had 2 kids. So they're actually buying a vacation or a home here for their family close by. So that's really cool that they're doing that. And Beachbody program, same as Turk and Caicos.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just putting those in there because they showed up. Hey, Tanya. Anyway, so Jordan, you've been busy, and it's a repeat from their first customer, which I love. I remember when Jordan started selling, Shelby and Alan, me and Jordan went out together, and it was so much fun watching or helping Jordan to start the process. Now Jordan has so got it wired. He's doing amazing work. So it's so fun to see that happen. And
you're pretty busy too, right?
I'm a little bit more of a slacker than you. I only have 3 escrows going on.
I'm getting you right now? Oh, pardon? Man. What's going on?
Yeah, how about it? I'm sort of a little bit frustrated with that, but that's cool. I love it.
Too many days on the beach, this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what it is, Angela. Maybe it could be something else.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
But it's interesting because mine are a little different dynamics. One was a buyer who's just moving back to Island to be with family, and they bought a residential condo. One of them was another buyer who bought sight unseen. They're going to never see the property until after they close with I'm the listing agent. And it's been great. I mean, their agent spent an hour going through the property with them, and so they're very comfortable. And so that's exciting. And then the other one was a buyers that I represented. I might have talked about it, and they're buying a vacation rental condo because they just said, "Hey, there's an opportunity here," and they were able to get a great deal, quite honestly, and based on where the market's at. Which we don't know. I think our prices are staying strong. There's some deals that are being had out there, but there's also some a lot of prices are staying pretty firm with what people are asking, or the traditional kind of discounting that we see on our island. So we'll see. But the one thing that we were talking about earlier, and it's sort of a little saddening, is that I've just in the last couple days been made aware of 3 different friends of ours that are now relocating off island. One of them had a business and they just couldn't survive COVID, and it's sad they're heading to Texas, I think. And then another gal who works in our company. She's an agent. She also worked for another company. She's moving on because she just can't afford to be here, and they've got some other family demands, so they're heading to Florida. And then another agent of our company is just the time was coming. They were going to be moving next year, and they said, with all the stuff's going on, we're just going to do it now. So I think I'm intrigued to know if anybody else is out there seeing people moving and relocating, because I think this whole COVID is definitely making people reevaluate and think about what's going on, and I think that's a little bit. I guess it's good and bad. Good for people who have been needing to make a decision, and this has helped them. Sad for those people who don't want to go, but are being forced to. So I'm excited. Hopefully, Governor Ige gets it going and figures out how to get tourism back, because it's definitely an impact on a lot of our friends and neighbors. So, sorry, I was soapboxing there, but that's what I do.
I think personally, I've kind of seen both sides, and I want to be sensitive to both sides. I have a lot of local friends growing up here that are like, no, keep tourists away because we want to stay safe, you know. And part of me, you know, I have elderly parents.
Ooh, they're not that old, Jordan. Elderly.
Well, comparatively to me,
Amy's gonna kick your butt for that one.
she probably will, actually. Sorry, Mom. Well, you know, I mean, like a lot of people growing up here, I've had friends that said, you know, have differing standpoints on this. But I've also seen the other side, like Tom was saying, where businesses are hurting. I have friends that work in the hotel industry and their livelihood is just taken away. So I think that it's hard to be polarizing on one side. I think there needs to be a good way to fix it all. And I think that's what they're trying to do. Hopefully they're able to do it in a way that's safe and good. And I think that's what they're working on right now. And that's what, you know, we're talking about with Kenny and the process that we're doing. Yeah, so it's I see both sides, you know. I try to feel for both sides and try to listen to both sides, but I do know that a lot of people are hurting too. So both ends. So yeah, it's just, you just got to be sensitive about it and hope that
we just posted the note from Tanya, and they're Canadian, and that's another whole dynamic for all of our Canadian part-time owners. I mean, these people own real estate here. And it sort of stinks for them that they can't, even if they wanted to come in quarantine, they're right now, they can't get across the border. I'm not sure. I've heard some people could or were, but so I don't know, and they don't know what the heck is happening and for how long it's going to be closed down. And again, I understand. I mean, it's a tough spot because everybody's trying to be safe, but it's really impacting the world in a big, massive way. So, and I know my daughter was been in Nicaragua, and she can't get back to Nicaragua to go back and teach school. They just don't know. They said we might start opening flights, and so I feel bad for all of these, you know, expat communities where they rely on these school teachers and from the U.S. to be able to get back there and not knowing what they, you know, whether or not they're going to do school. So they have 4 different groups of teachers right now that are in meetup sessions trying to process, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? So that when they figure out what they're going to do, they're going to.
I was waiting for my mom. I was waiting for the rebuttal. Sorry,
too.
Mom. And that's a good way to put it. She's young at heart, and
yes.
Parents.
Anyway,
she's
we'll
kicking my butt later.
We're just trying to keep everybody in the loop of what's going on, and I think that's all I got. I'm going to go out and show some real estate now, though. So we're in business, and if you guys have any questions about real estate, if you're looking for an opportunity or looking to be relocating or whatever it is, give me a call, and we'll be happy to help you out. Any last words, Kenny? You've been sort of quiet.
I got all my words out at the beginning.
Okay.
I'm happy to be back. I'm excited to be here. And hopefully.
When is your 14-day quarantine over? You just got here recently,
huh? Yeah. So I'm only on day 4. So July 5th, I believe. If I did the math right, July 5th is my day of freedom. Yeah.
Man, awesome.
July 5th.
You doing yoga? Are you doing like yoga stuff or classes, online classes or anything that people can?
No, sadly, the studio where I used to teach, I taught there for about 2 years. They closed down, pandemic related.
Another
and so I'm kind of in the middle. I was teaching classes online, and I won't lie, I got a little lazy. I was like, it was just a lot of work to edit these hour-long videos and upload them and all. I was like, oh, you guys got 4. That's what you get.
Wow. Oh, speaking of videos, did we talk about our
No, we did not.
Maui Kuia estate?
We touched on it last week, but I don't think we mentioned that there's other
blowing up. I mean, we have we have 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 views on this video. So hey, I just want to say, hey, Letty Ann is a dear friend in Kansas City. She's a realtor.
Awesome.
So if you need help in Kansas City, I don't know if she works both sides, Kansas and Missouri, or not, but she can definitely help you out. We can hook you up. But yeah, so the Maui Kuia Estate chocolate. I think that's only the second time I've gotten it right. That we did our Taste of Paradise, and that was released on Friday on YouTube as well as on Facebook Live, our Facebook Lifestyle Maui page, right, Kenny?
Yes, correct. It's also on YouTube.
Yeah. And it was so much fun. And unfortunately, Kenny wasn't there. And the one thing I wanted to talk about in the video, I make an after the fact edit here, Kenny. So you showed the people who said my favorite is the lemongrass. But what people don't realize is that this is what we learned is the lemongrass Maui Kuia chocolate is the most polarizing flavor. And by that, what they told me, because I've had people go into my box, I have had a box on my desk, and somebody took a piece of chocolate, and they ate it, and they came back and said, "Well, that has beautiful packaging, but it tasted terrible." And they had the lemongrass. And so the lemongrass is a very distinct and unique chocolate flavoring.
Good.
She's not going to let it go. This is going to be an ongoing theme.
Right.
Yes. Just know
everything is going to be elderly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm an elderly cat lover.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: is I don't think your mom and myself are very much different in age. So I'm sort of feeling like we have a little conversation here, Jordan.
It makes you feel better. I had the same thing when I flew back to Connecticut. Me and my brother were treating our parents like pariahs, and they were like, "We're not that old."
So yeah. Anyway, but so the if you get the Kuia chocolate, just be aware that the lemongrass is really different, and some people don't like it. And the blood orange is like, oh my God, spectacular. I love them both, though, but I only eat the lemongrass when I've got this sort of a taste for that unique.
It's so it's so unique. It's not like one that you'll just pound a bunch of them, but it's like I said in the video, it's like a culinary kind of. Yeah, I never tasted anything like it, so it was really cool. Yeah.
So now anybody, you know what? If you guys are still watching, for the 7-8 people that are out there still watching, if you put your name in, post something before we get off the show, which is going to be in like 60 seconds, we'll put you in a drawing, and I'll send one of you guys. Hey, oh yeah! All of a sudden, Brandon wants a box of chocolate. I'm gonna send you a box of chocolate if you get into this, and we'll stall for another 60 seconds. And we'll draw one lucky winner to get a box of Maui Kuia Estate chocolate. It's so good.
Yeah, and you can stall by talking real quick about the Kama'aina offer they do, which is free tastings, right? And
free
you can go do a tour.
Yeah. I don't know if you have to make an appointment or not, but they have free Kama'aina tastings. And if you're a guest or a visitor, which there's starting to be visitors back, I think you pay $10 or $15. And you can you apply that towards your purchase. And it's estate chocolate. It's grown here, made here on Maui. So as you can imagine, it's not like buying a Hershey's Kiss. It's not inexpensive, but it's such a fun experience. And the crew there are so cool. And it's
great partnered with wine.
It's great partnered with wine. I know we were drinking wine at 10 o'clock in the morning. So.
Yes.
So,
you know what? I got another one. The difference, the awesome part is they have the white chocolate versions of them, or not white chocolate, milk chocolate, and then the dark chocolate versions of each of their. So they have the blood orange in both dark and milk. So they have everything for everyone, which is.
Well, didn't they call it a dark milk chocolate?
So they take their original dark chocolate and they add milk to it. So basically, for milk chocolate lovers.
And I love it because I used to eat chocolate by the bar, but they've got these tiny little squares, and they're just the right size when you just want that little chocolate fix. And they're so doggone good. Anyways,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh no! Here we go.
There we go.
Oh,
it'll never end.
Jordan, you are so toast.
I wish I could go back in time and
Okay,
say
real
something
quick
a little different.
Real quick before we leave.
Oh yeah, give Brandon and Wing Kings
Brandon.
a little plug here.
So Friday night, Wing Kings is celebrating their 1-year anniversary. And
wow.
Brandon is my husband, Shaktimus Prime, is going to be DJing the party that day.
Sweet.
And rumor has it there's going to be a new item on the menu.
Awesome.
What's the time?
Yeah,
I
what
think-
time, Shaktimus Prime?
Yeah, what time? I think 5 o'clock.
Well, we have a delay here, so it's going to be.
We
It might be
do.
by the time he reads.
Okay.
More
hears it.
chances for people to comment.
What?
And while
Hey,
we're
Angela,
waiting-
yell downstairs and say what time.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
here.
go.
He's not here.
it is. It's 5 to 8. I just went on their Instagram.
Okay.
Check
King of multitasking.
it.
Yep, 5 to 8.
Wait, 10 a.m. What are you talking about, Shaktimus Prime?
No, you said 5 to 8.
It's 10 o'clock right now.
Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, and I gotta go. I gotta go to work.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right.
Hey everybody, so
Yeah,
much fun.
take care.
So Kenny, if we can put
Brandon, Tanya, in
John,
the
Ron, Brandon, Tanya, and well,
50-50 chance.
yeah, Tanya, it's looking pretty good for you. And we'll have that box of chocolate. You know what, Tanya? I'll have a box of chocolate for you when you get back to Maui, waiting for you. Just let me know when you get back, and we'll take care of you. So happy to share that with you. All right. Aloha,
Awesome.
everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.